Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora and today I am popping in to deliver you guys the weekly intuitive energy update for April 12th, 2021. Alright, so I have a few notes here today, and then I have some decks that I'm going to pull from and channel some information to see what we need to know. And the Leumeria deck was calling my name today, so that's one of them. But anyway, I won't get into the decks right now, but I just wanted to share that because there's some high Leumeria and Atlantis energy coming through, more like past life energy. I guess I'll just say it as that for right now, because we're all going to experience it differently, and we're not all connected to Leumeria and Atlantis, but most of us are, especially if you're watching this video or if you're tapped into these higher frequencies and on this healing journey, or at least, you know, like have some type of connection to not extraterrestrials, I'll say, the alien races, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Syrians. There's birds in this little thing. I decided to come chill underneath a tree today. Beautiful. It's gorgeous out. So I'm just soaking it in. Okay, awesome. So let's just get right into it then. So we just had our new moon yesterday, and so I want to just talk about that for a minute, and I also want to talk about something interesting that I picked up just from listening to people. I've watched a lot of astrology videos this weekend. Truthfully, didn't really retain anything consciously, so this isn't necessarily based off of those videos, but yeah, there was the funny thing that I tapped into was that there's two different new moons right now. It depends on which astrology that you study or that you focus on. So there's some people are saying that we have the new moon in Aries, and some people are saying that we have the new moon in Pisces. And so I thought, isn't that funny? So our last moon, was it? Our last new moon, maybe. Don't quote me on this, look this one up, but I think it was our last new moon was Pisces as well, because I think our last full moon was Libra. Anyway, but it's the second Pisces moon, needless to say, if that's the way that you're gonna go. So it's just really interesting to see, because we just got shit on with Pisces season. I'm a Pisces, so I love Pisces season, but it is always a lot, and it's very spiritual, and there's a lot of loose ends being tied up. It's kind of like the new year for me, because it is my birthday, but it's definitely the energy as well, especially coming into spring and the transitionings and stuff. So anyway, okay, so Aries and Pisces, so it's not just like any two signs that it could possibly be this time, and of course it would always be two side by side, but the point is that this is at the end and the beginning of this cycle. So Aries, Pisces, isn't it funny? We're still in this energy of no man's land between, you know, like having, wrapping up our loose ends with the Pisces, because Pisces are at the end of the cycle, so they actually encompass all signs, and they're kind of more spiritually connected because they do have all of that experience to be able to, you know, put themselves in other people's shoes, have compassion, have understanding, come to that place of neutrality and understanding in a spiritual way. So yeah, so here I have the Pisces kind of represents introspection, very emotional, chaotic, and confusion. And then I have for the Aries, clarity, movement, strength, and knowing. So it's like we have these two signs that are kind of back and forth, and of course depending on where you are, but it's just very interesting that in the collective energy we're kind of in this, I don't even know, like uncertainty with what the moon is. I think it's so fascinating. Not necessarily uncertainty, because the people that want to do it their way, they're very certain that that's the way. So anyway, it's just very interesting to observe consciousness in that way, and also just the way that it all manifests outside of us. So yeah, so back to the Piscean energy. So you can use both these energies. They're not, one's not good, one's not bad. They're both, it's dual. So they both have their positives and they both have their negatives. So it all just really depends on where you're at in your own cycle and with your own energy and your own life. Because the Piscean energy will offer introspection. So it'll offer you to go within and to, if you are in this chaos and confusion energy, you're being asked to process whatever that is. It's going to be very emotional if you're in that Piscean energy, and it's going to feel like a death. It really is. But then the beauty of it is that we have this support of the Aries as well with this moon. So we're going to have the clarity that comes from the chaos, the movement that comes from the clarity, and then we're going to be strengthening our knowings. So we're building strength and connecting to our knowings. So it's really, honestly, it's a really beautiful, and also, anyway, it's a really beautiful combination is what I was going to say, but also, if anybody watches Magenta Pixie, she just put out, it's only like a 2-minute video, and I thought, wow, that's really interesting. So I'm also just going to kind of pop this out here, saying that she posted a video expressing that we actually got Easter wrong this year. So again, I'm not saying this is true or false, I'm just expressing information that I have come into contact with over the last few days that really I thought was very fascinating. And she was saying that actually the weekend that we just had would have been the official Easter. So again, I don't know anything about that. I just thought I'd mention that. So I want to bring that energy back up, actually, which is funny because here, I'll show you guys this little doodle that I have. So we have, this is like the Pisces and the Aries, and the Pisces, creates a Vesica Pisces. So this is like the birthing portal, kind of the no man's land energy that I was just kind of bringing up. We're kind of in that space. And we've been saying this for a long time around, you know, I would say even since like COVID hit last year, I was in this space of kind of like my worlds merging, like because my spiritual life and my physical life were very disconnected in the sense like, okay, I'm hustling over here, I got my 3D life, I'm in the rat race, I'm doing what I gotta do, I'm, you know, roboting, and then I'm over here like I'm programming all that and reaching to higher consciousness and understanding my purpose and my place and my healing and my journey and all this stuff. So it's like they were like almost two separate lives, and I mean over the years I've been slowly merging them so that I am able to full-time focus on my spiritual path and my purpose. But it's kind of that energy of like when COVID hit, because I had been working to pull them together, it was like, whoa, the universe like caught up to me, like the world caught up to my speed of like just really slowing down. Like my focus was so deeply on slowing down, getting into my body, growing my roots, doing what I need to do to take care of my physical vessel, all these different things. And so when COVID hit, it was just really funny because I was like, oh, okay, so my life doesn't really change that much, but it was the external world that was shifting that I could feel, and that's where that kind of like no man's land energy came up again for me. So whenever there's a death, there will always be a rebirth. So energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. And that goes for everything in the universe. So, because everything is energy. And so that's what we're feeling. We're feeling this. Well, there's kind of like two ways that it can be felt this week, because it really depends. Like if you have been doing your work and you have been tapping in and you have been connecting to yourself, then this week you could be very in that Aries energy of new beginnings, of starting new projects, of being very successful in your endeavors, of taking the action steps, really like having the energy and the clarity to know, you know, what moves you have to make next. So, yeah, so you could be in that Aries energy, but you can also be in the Pisces energy as well. And I mean, the Pisces is not all negative. I'm just bringing up this chaos and confusion energy because that's a very Piscean energy, is like, like my internal world doesn't match my external world. because my internal world is like a fairy tale and like very disconnected from reality, even though that my reality, our reality that is up here, that is spiritual, is far more real to us than anything that is here in the physical. So it's a really delicate balance as this Pisces energy is coming through. So the introspection will allow for you to connect back to your heart, your soul, your path, your purpose, what the fuck's going on. So anyway, these energies are really going to be pulling us kind of back and forth this week. So just have that awareness. Don't worry too much. Just trust the flow. Trust, keep working on journaling, processing. I have here, allow for emotions to run through your body. So I already had a big, massive release this weekend. I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and let it all out. And that, if you haven't, or if you feel like that's coming for you, just trust that. Trust that that's coming, and trust that this release needs to happen. Like, I couldn't breathe. I had snot coming out. I was like a big fucking mess. I woke up the next day and my eyes were like puffy as fuck from crying. And it's really just something that we have to do. It's really just a part of the process, and that's very Piscean energy, is the healing. Like, if you're healing right now, you're in that Piscean energy. But here's my little piece of hope for you, is that the Aries energy is giving us that clarity, that forward movement, that understanding, that zest, like that drive, like, it's like Aries is I am energy, right? So Aries is all about me, but it doesn't have to be in an ego way, just meaning, like, I come first. And actually, this is the perfect segue, because the energy coming up for this week is very deep connection to self. So very deep connection, because this is what's going to allow for you to have clarity, okay? So, and we need to have very high self-care levels. And when I say self-care, I just mean the basic nourishment will be essential. So our food, our water, our sleep, our exercise. And then I also added in creativity, because that is a way that we all really need to start connecting, is by creating. So cool, I never got this message till right now, but they're saying create. What are you here for? What are you here to create? Because we are creators. So if we're connecting to our source energy, then what are we creating, right? So that's kind of what's coming up this week for us. And I'm being shown my Leumeria deck again, is that we're going to be reconnecting back to our soul memory, our soul remembering. So it's like, you might have crazy dreams, dude. I've been having the craziest dreams. I don't even remember them, but they've been intense, because when I woke up and the throat here is getting clogged when I say that, because that's a sign that, okay, cool. So our Leumeria timelines, or Atlantis, whatever, when I'm talking about this, it's like ancient wisdom from the future, basically, okay? So really there is no time and space. So when I talk about Leumeria and Atlantis, there is some specifics, but it's also just an energy that I'm really talking about. So you don't even have to really understand what I'm talking about in order to know that this is a very highly spiritual advanced community and race. And a lot of us, maybe you guys don't know, maybe I will tell you, a lot of us, just a real quick one, we're caught in these timelines, and in order for us to reconnect to those timelines, we've had missions that we've had to do, and a lot of it was, so Leumeria and Atlantis, they were very balanced and very spiritual and very matriarchal societies, meaning, like, so we live in a patriarch, so it's very man-driven, but with a matriarch society, it's not necessarily like women-driven, but it's a more nurturing and loving and compassionate and open society, where people are allowed to connect to their spirituality, and it's very honored and very reverenced. So anyway, yeah, when I'm talking about Leumeria and Atlantis energy, it's more or less just this higher frequency spiritual understanding. So that's what is going to be coming up, and that's why it's so important for us, because, okay, just being downloaded now, we're getting physical body upgrades. Like, if you have been working your balls off and like, why am I not shifting? Then maybe you need to start focusing on your physicality, which sounds almost like, you know, paradoxal, but I mean, we do live in a paradox, but if you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, your physical vessel needs to catch up. So you have to provide a frequency. So if you're eating McDonald's and A&W and I don't know, a bunch of fast food, and you're not, you know, cooking your meals, and you're not drinking enough water, and you're not, you know, you don't necessarily have to buy organic or anything like that. You can actually change the frequency of your food and of your water and everything just by your mind and your intention and saying thank you so much for nourishing me as you're drinking your water, right? So it really is that simple. If you want it to be, and know your power. You have to know your power within that as well. Okay, so yeah, and then creativity, again, yeah, that was a big one. So deep connection to self, which this goes back to that new moon, okay, guys? So this is like the introspection, the emotion, the chaos, the confusion will lead to the clarity, the movement, the strength, and the knowing. This will allow for a deep connection to self, which is going to ask for high self-care levels. Okay, so that's a quick little synopsis there. What else do I have here? So, I'm going to do a little shout out to my BFF Heidi here, because she always asks, where is your energy? Okay, so that's what this week is really asking you. So when I say high self-care, keep coming back to where's my energy? Where's my energy? Where's my energy? And that can be your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, your physical body. Is like, where is your energy? Keep pulling it back in, keep connecting back to yourself, keep taking your power back. I'm hearing relationships are really going to be like this week and beyond, because we are in this birthing phase. So it's like, whatever isn't serving us is going to be released. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on the spiritual path, you know, like, I mean, I guess everything is the spiritual path at the end of the day, but I'm meaning if you really want to be conscious of your spiritual path, if you want to be in full alignment, if you want to wake up every day on purpose, if you want to, you know, live a life that is filling you, that you're thriving in, that doesn't feel like work, where you have financial abundance all the time, you know, like, this is the portal we're squeezing through. So if we want to manifest that in our reality, then we have a lot of shit we need to let go of, basically. So that's kind of the energy. So there's a lot of stuff that in the heart that we haven't been wanting to really focus on, and now we're being called to, because if we don't focus on it now, it will manifest in different ways in the future. And if you want to be in alignment and on purpose, then you just have to do the work. That's just the reality of it, you know. You get in what you get out what you put in. And so if you're not putting in the energy, if you're not putting your consciousness into an expansive direction, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be, you know, super intense spiritual person like some of us that are out here, that are here to be the way showers and the leaders and this, that, whatever. So if you're not there, that's totally okay. But if you are there, then you're really being asked to step up, to really say, okay, I choose me over and over and over again, and I will keep choosing me. So again, where is your energy at? Okay, so then as you ask this question, you're going to receive your information. So it'll be either like, okay, your mom has your energy, oh, your partner has your energy, your job has your energy, your kids have your energy, like, and start pulling it back in. Just say, I take my energy back from fill in the blank. I take my energy back. I take my energy back. And do like kind of pull in the energy. I used my hands a lot when I first started doing my energy work and just kind of clearing, especially when I worked in customer service, and especially right now with everything that's going on. I highly recommend that you start picking up an energetic practice where you're clearing yourself. It doesn't always have to be this massive thing. I always used to I release all energy that is not mine, and I would use my hand as like, almost like, how do I even describe it? Because there's like, almost like I feel a magnetism when I'm doing this. Like, I'm not just like, you know, I mean, I am kind of just fucking around, but I'm tuned in, so I can actually feel my energy now. So maybe I didn't necessarily before. As you can see, I haven't done this for a long time, but this is something that I used to do. So I just kind of brush my body and behind my back, because and shoulders, a lot of energy. A lot of people will attack your back and your neck right here. So maybe you can even just give yourself a head massage, unhook yourself from the matrix yourself. You can do GB20. Look up online GB20 point for Chinese medicine and look that point up, because that's a really powerful point to move energy through your body, especially if you're stressed, especially if there's a lot of mental like pressure. Okay, so GB20, it's gallbladder 20, but GB20 is a point in Chinese medicine on your meridian line of the gallbladder that helps aid with releasing energy. So it's also called your wind point. So it's where wind enters your body. But anyway, I don't need to give you it's April 12th at 12:12 p.m. Just saying. Okay, cool. So where's your energy? So keep asking yourself, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And then how to balance it. So, okay, cool. It's one thing to say, where's my energy? So I just gave you one example where you can literally just speak it. Say, I take my energy back, or all energy that is not mine, please leave. And so that's kind of what you're focusing on, is you're focusing on taking your energy back, and you're focused on kind of making sure you're not carrying other people's energy, because this is going to change your fucking world. Once you start learning how to tell if you're energetically carrying something that isn't yours, because then as you evolve on this path, as you clear your own stuff, you're tapping into the collective energy. So you're still going to be feeling shit. You just have to learn, oh, okay, so this is actually the collective energy that I'm feeling right now. And that way it makes it so much easier to process, because then you go to your other tools that you have in your tool belt that are going to help you to process this collective energy, right? And really all that really means is just understanding why you're picking up this information from your lens. So, yeah, so how do we balance it out? So again, clearing energies, but also I have a little note here from when I took my yoga training, and we had an Ayurvedic teacher come in, and he was teaching us how to balance out basically, the body or whatever. We were talking about a bunch of different stuff, but how to balance, basically. So this is like his little formula that he gave us. So he's saying that if we have the same energy, and we match it with the same energy, then we expand it. And I'll get into what I mean in a sec by this. And then when we have the same energy with opposite energy, it's a contraction, which creates the balance. So let me give you an example. So if we have anxiety, okay, so if we have anxiety, we can tap into that energy real quick. It's very mental, it's very ungrounded, it's very in the head. So if you're up here in your head, what do you need to do with your energy in order to come back into your body? Dun, dun, dun. Ground, right? Exactly. So if you're having anxious feelings, anxious thoughts, all this stuff, connect back to your body. So that's what I mean by same plus same is expansion. So if you have anxiety, and you just keep having like more anxious thoughts and you're not doing anything about it, then you're just going to keep expanding that anxiety and expanding that anxiety and expanding that anxiety. Or you have anxiety and you add the opposite formula, which would be grounding. Okay, maybe I need to go journal. Okay, maybe I need to go exercise. Hey, maybe I haven't had enough water today. Oh, am I hungry? Oh, did I sleep well last night? There's so much to go through. And again, I just went through our basic needs. So that's really as simple as it is. And when you're fully taken care of with your basic needs, then your mental health, your hormones, your everything comes back into balance. So it's really just about the basic nourishment this week. Like that's a really big one. Okay, so anyway, then I have like sadness, right? So sadness is a very heart closed energy. So sadness is like heart closed. And so in order to counteract that heart closing, we have to do heart opening exercises, right? So it's like breaking down those walls around your heart. Why are you sad? What's going on? Talk to yourself, bring love, bring compassion, bring understanding. So that's how we can practice kind of balancing out our sadness is through heart opening exercises, which just means, you know, processing your emotions, processing why you're sad, processing, and you know, there's so much, and it's okay to be sad. There's so much to be sad about in this world, you know, like, I've been there. I have really struggled with my mental health in this lifetime, which makes sense because it's also my spiritual connection. So that's what is coming through. So yeah, so same plus same is expansion. So anxiety plus anxiety equals more anxiety. Or if we have anxiety plus grounding equals balancing energy. Okay? So that is it. I really didn't put too much notes in here today. So I'm just going to leave it at that for that. And I'm going to look down and make sure I don't have ants on me. I did just kind of plop in the middle of nowhere. And hey, my Oma's here. I have a ladybug. Okay, okay, cool. So I'm gonna just tap in then with some cards, pull some cards for us, and see what comes through. That's all that I had written down for this week for what I wanted to tap into, but it's really it's a rebirth, guys. We're in this. That's why I brought up the Magenta Pixie also brought up that, you know, it might have been this past weekend that we just had that was actually, like, supposed to be Easter, but I don't know. I don't understand all that, so that's just interesting. I just thought I'd throw it out there so that, you know, for others that are on their path, maybe that's confirmation for you, and then maybe you can let me know, yeah, actually, I had the same message come through, so yeah, this is how we can all, like, work together. And that's the other thing, the message with Leumeria and Atlantis energy coming through is, like, we're all connecting. We're all coming online. So the ones that are ready for it are motherfucking ready. Like, we're ready. Like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I want to connect. I want to love. I want to have, you know, beautiful practices with people. I want to have connection. I want to be living my life. I want to thrive. I'm over surviving. Been there, done that. It's time to thrive. So that's kind of the energy that we're going into. And with, actually, I do need to mention this real quick because I know it's talked about a lot, but I'm not sure if it's more like a new agey thing or if people really know what they're talking about. So when we say we're going into the age of Aquarius, it means that we're entering into this newer energy. Then Aquarian energy is linked with knowing. So it's a very advanced technologically and with knowing, which makes sense spiritually because spiritually advanced people have their knowing. That's advanced technology right there, right? To be able to tap into our own biology, to our own consciousness, and have the messages that we need when we need them. It's really powerful, which is why they don't want you to have that clarity, right? They're like, no, let's give them cigarettes, let's give them alcohol, let's do all the things that you need to do to dumb them down so that they don't even realize their own brilliance. So we're remembering our own brilliance, and we're coming back online, and that's what this Leumerian and Atlantean energies are. I'm being brought to remind you about, or tell you about, if you don't already know, that what the fall of Atlantis and Leumeria really were was the division between the masculine and feminine. Oh yeah, 26,000 year cycles. See guys, there's so much information. Okay, precession of the equinox. I also want to get into that. But back to this Atlantis Leumeria energy is when the masculine, the divine feminine and masculine energies came apart. Okay, so what we're kind of, our goal is as humanity is to balance out these energies again. Balance out I'm just checking my safety here. Balancing out our masculine and feminine energies, which is merging and unifying them. And so that means really learning what is the masculine, what is the purpose, what is the essence of the masculine, and same for the feminine, and really learning and reacquainting with these energies again as this new vessel here now in 2021, and learn to integrate these energies. So if there's one thing that you really are like, how do I give my spiritual path kind of a boost right now? I highly recommend going and learning about masculine and feminine energy. Because honestly, once you understand that, you're already such a step above so many people, and not that it's an above thing to be, but I'm just saying it's very powerful knowledge. As my throat closes up as I talk, because it's true. So so anyway, merging of the masculine and feminine, and that's where we're going right now. So yeah, so that's just a little bit of information on the Leumeria and Atlantis energies again, because that's what is going on, is that there was a division between divine union of masculine and feminine. Wow. Here's some serious throat chakra going on this week too, guys. Honestly. Oh, we got a little pupper. Anyway, so merging of the masculine and feminine, and really reacquainting with the masculine and feminine, the true source masculine and feminine. Okay? Awesome. Okay, so yeah, and then I just wanted to do a quick note on the precession of the equinox, so which is the into the Aquarian age. So quick little rundown. There's a 26,000 year cycle. Okay? And what that means is that we are where we are in the universe. Ooh. Some buzzing. Where we are at in the universe, we go around the greater central sun. Okay, just like, you know, Earth goes around our sun, we are going on it's a greater cycle than just our sun. So 365 days it takes for the Earth to go around the sun. Okay, but with our sun going around the greater central sun, it takes 26,000 years. So then within that 26,000 years, it's divided into an astrology chart. So, you know, the astrology chart with all the signs, 12 signs. So it's divided into 12 different signs. So it's just over 2,000 years per sign. Okay, so back to this energy of Pisces and Aries. In that portal energy, we're in that portal energy, even on a larger scale. So that's when people say, oh, we're entering into the age of Aquarius, it's not like just some new agey bullshit. Like, it's real. Like, we are literally scientifically, and when I say scientifically, I'm going back to like old science when we look at astrology and the stars and the placements of the Earth and the planet and everything, right? So real science is what we call it. And so that's where we're at. We're in a transition phase. So every approximately 20 or just over 2,000 years is when we switch between signs. So that's what everyone's talking about. So we were just in the age of Pisces. So Jesus was the kind of figure for the Piscean age, which even you see there's like the Jesus fish, because the fish is Pisces as well, right? And the fish actually looks like a Vesica Pisces. Okay, let me do this real quick for you. Okay, I'm not the best artist. My foot's asleep too. Oh, I gotta move. Okay, so this is really, really cool. So I'm gonna show you this real quick. So we have, this is the Vesica Pisces, also known as a Venn diagram in the third dimension. And then this is the Jesus fish, which is quite literally this center point here. So see how it kind of flicks off that way, flicks off that way. There's the center point. And this also represents the vagina. So birthing and all a vagina represents is a portal basically into this dimension. So it's like this is literally, we're in the birthing canal. Anyway, so I got sidetracked. But that's where that Jesus fish comes from, is this Vesica Pisces diagram, and so he is literally the representation of the Piscean energy. So yeah, just a little bit of a background on that. So, and also you might go, well, why are we going from Pisces to Aquarian and not Pisces to Aries? Because usually that is the way that we would go, but it's just, I don't fully understand why, but it has something to do with the way that it all aligns, and some I'm hearing as above, so below. So I don't know, there's something within this construct that we live in that makes it go backwards in the astrological cycle. So I'm not really sure why, but yeah, if you're wondering that, like, maybe look a bit more into it, because I don't know like the real scientific reason, but I'm hearing as above, so below. So There's birds in this, like, okay, I'll just show you guys what I'm tripping. Because, like, there's this thing and there's birds in there, so I'm hearing noises. I also have this whole tree above me, and I have, you know, just a lot going on, so I'm just making sure that I'm not gonna get eaten alive here. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, that is the story there, okay? And I gotta back up because the sun is moving, and so I'm losing my shade. Okay, so yeah, that's basically that. So the precession of the equinox is a 26,000 year cycle, and within that we have the astrology chart, and we were just in the age of Pisces. Now we're entering into the age of Aquarius, and we're in this weird new moon portal of Pisces Aries, of like people talking between the two. So it's just very interesting. Just kind of take note of that. Okay, cool, beautiful. Let's do it. So, again, I'm just going to call in our higher self, my higher self, whoever's higher self that's watching this, to give guidance on this week's energy. So here is Work Your Light Oracle cards. Let's see it. This is so perfect. Okay, so side note, these reversed. So again, this is gonna not be easy for a lot of us. And so this week, are you ready? Boundaries. Okay, this is what we're focusing on. So also comes back to self-love, tapping into your boundaries and tapping into what you're okay with and what you're not okay with, how much you can pour from your cup, how much you can give, how much you can take, all these things. Maybe you're taking too much, I'm not really sure, but that's kind of what the energy is. And this again ties into your deep connection to self, because you have to be connected to yourself in order to implement boundaries. And then it's so perfect. So we have yes. So boundaries and yes. So it's like only say yes when you want to say yes. I'll think about it. I'm not really sure if I'm feeling that right now. Let me figure out if I can really do that, or like talk about it. Communication. So again, throat chakra. Back to that throat chakra. This is gonna keep coming up this week around communication. That's also why boundaries came up, is because it's like you're communicating your boundaries. You're only saying yes when you want to say yes, and you're saying no when you don't fucking want to. And that's it. That's how you empower yourself. You fucking stand your ground. You know your worth. You choose that whatever you're doing is coming from your heart space for the highest good of all involved. And then you have to do what you have to do. So it's not easy. This energy is also very connected to the solar plexus. Very connected to self-worth. So yeah, that's really cool. I really love that. So boundaries and yes. So know what you want, know what you don't want. Really, you don't even need to know what you want and what you don't want. The truth of it is that you have to be able to listen to your body. Thank you. Thank you. That was another message that I really wanted to come through this week, is like, listen. Just listen. Ask the universe questions and listen. And it might be like, yeah, okay, whatever, and then you create all these things that are blocking you from hearing the message, but that's your choice, and that's again your consciousness and your ego playing tricks on you. So this week we're just like cutting the shit and really like cutting through things and creating boundaries. And this doesn't have to be like a hard thing, it doesn't need to be, I'm seeing a too open throat chakra. Like, you don't need to go and tell everybody everything about why you're doing what you're doing. You need to work on that truth within yourself so that you can stand in that truth. Like, you won't even have to say a word once you embody that truth, and once you know that truth, and once you stand in that truth. You just know. It becomes a knowing. So as we strengthen our boundaries and only saying yes when we want to say yes, I'm going to show you guys the little pupper real quick. Okay. Hey, baby. Yeah, that's you. She's never had a kiss from me. She only will come up really close to me. You want a pet? No, she won't. Neighborhood dog. Okay, so yeah, like boundaries and saying yes only when you want to say yes. And then also with the vaccine, I'm being told to actually bring this up. So there's always a loophole. There's always a loophole. There's always a loophole. And I hope that this gets set on rewind in your mind. Maybe not rewind, but replay. Because there is always a loophole. There's always a loophole. Okay? We have free will. So there has to be a way that you're able to say no. Okay? And this comes into the boundaries and saying yes, because you'll know what it is that you're not fucking cool with by clarifying and only saying yes when you want to say yes. And if you're not saying no, then you're saying yes. Oh my God. Whoa, 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 guys. This energy is huge. I had no idea that this energy was going to come through. And it makes so much sense because, guys, the way that we are manipulated and coerced and controlled into doing things that we don't want to do or not even having awareness that we're fucking doing it is that they play with our free will and they do it in a way. So, for example, it's like being vaccinated in school. Like, my mom had to go through a lawyer and get papers signed and all this stuff so that I didn't have to get vaccinated. And so I've always known that there's loopholes, but I know that a lot of people don't know that. They don't know that you cannot get it because they say mandatory or your child can't go to school if they don't have this. Yeah, well, actually, that's fear-mongering and lying and not telling the truth and being manipulative and getting people to do whatever they want you to do. So really, this energy and stepping into our spiritual path, like boundaries, are massive, especially around like family and friends and stuff. But even now, like this is even bigger, guys. Like we as a collective of humanity are like standing up. We're standing up. That's energy. So this is why it's so important right now to focus on our basic needs, our nourishment. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you have food. Make sure you have a routine in place so that you feel very grounded in your body and very grounded in your life. And make sure that your groundedness doesn't come from anything external, like your home or yes, that's nice, but don't get attached to that. Really focus on anchoring into your 0 point field, which is your heart center. Really practice on tapping into your heart center and letting it guide you. And yeah, that's really big with boundaries. Look at the sun coming through. This is fun. Yeah. So if you're not saying no, you're saying yes. Okay? This is a big one. Big one. Let's see what comes through here. Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. So if you're like, well, how the actual fuck am I supposed to do this? Ask the universe, guys. Like, we are infinite beings. And then Soul Family was on the bottom. So calling your tribe, you don't have to do it alone. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. You don't have to do it alone, okay? So, but if you're not putting your boundaries up around people that are in your life right now, and you're saying yes to things you don't want to say yes to, so on and so forth, then you're not going to be able to tap in and tap into the Akashic Records, call in your soul family, and be ready because you're not at that vibration. In order to be at the vibration, for us to connect with our higher versions of ourselves, we have to learn boundaries and we have to learn to step onto our path. It's 1, 2, 3, 5. So whenever I see 1, 2, 3, 5, it's the Fibonacci sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is linear, your linear path. And 1, 2, 3, 5, and now my throat, like, listen, guys, 1, 2, 3, 5 is quantum timeline jumping. So it's like timelines collapsing, which we were all talking about timelines collapsing. Oh, wow. Dreams. Have you guys been having crazy dreams? Like, visions, like, premonitions, like, knowings, like, I need to go do this in my life, and I don't even know why. Like, even that kind of knowing, like, I know I need to do this, but I can't tell you why I need to do this. I just need to do this because this is what I need to do. That kind of energy. That's the energy that we're in. So it's really intense, but the more that we connect ourselves into our heart space and to our knowing, then we're able to be in alignment, and we don't even notice a lot of stuff once you're in alignment, because you're in alignment, you're in flow, and so you're tapped in. Okay, cool. Let's see. Beyond Leumeria. This is my Leumerian deck. I love it. It's so beautiful. Beyond Leumeria. Alright, so let's see what needs to come through. What you guys want to tell us? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, wow. Talk about throat chakra. Aether. The seamless, unspeakable. Holy shit. These cards are crazy. I barely play with them, but look at this card. Okay, give me one more. I don't want to go too wild on this deck. Show me one that I don't need to read. Show me a few I don't need to read, because that one I definitely need to read. It's an 11 too, guys. We just had our new moon on the 11th. 11 is a master number. I'm an 11 in numerology. 11 represents the high priestess. Wow, guys. Wow, and look at how symmetrical this is. Like, this is literally the same photo mirrored onto each other. This is showing us our life, basically. This is what's going on in our life. And in order for us to see it, we need to speak the truth. In order for us to know and have clarity, then we need to get out of that martyr Piscean energy and stand in our power and know our worth and have boundaries. Yay! Yes! Okay, cool. So with this, we have root chakra. So ground and center, which hello, that's what I've been saying with the self-care. Okay, that's the self-care energy coming through again. But for real, because guess what is linked with it? New blueprints, guys. This is seriously so exciting. I knew I needed the Leumerian deck, because this is it. We are anchoring in new fucking templates, guys. New blueprints. Root chakra energy, guys. This is the physical. So this means our finances, our home life, our stability, our safety, our security. Like, it's coming. And there's this blue energy very strongly with this, with the blueprints and with the Aether. I hope I'm saying that right. Aether energy. It's very, very, very throat chakra energy. So let's see. I'm gonna go into, oh, and then this one was already in the book, so I guess I should just say it to you right here. The Violet Flame. Wow, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Okay, and the Violet Flame, I'm just going to read like the few little words. I am getting close here on my hour time. Okay, so the Violet Flame. Your psychic toolkit, recentering practices, deepening your energetic awareness, clearing your aura, healthy energetic boundaries, protection, removing trauma from your field, maintaining a high vibration, rebalancing after times of raised frequency. What? Yeah, basically everything I've been saying. So, but this rebalancing after times of raised frequency, so, okay, I'm also being shown to tell you guys this is the energy that we're in, okay? Like, we are up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, but in order to not be on the high highs and the low lows, there's this equilibrium that you can, what's the word I want? Like surf. I'm seeing like surf. Like, there's an equilibrium where you can surf through the highs and the lows by riding the wave. But that comes with practice, and that comes with dedication, just like a surfer or anybody doing any physical exercise or whatever. You have to build up to that skill level. You have to learn. You have to be dedicated. So this all comes to your spiritual practice as well. So this is saying to me dedication to your spiritual practice, which means your energetic purification, your connection to your mind, your body, your spirit, so on and so forth. And this is going to rock your base. This is going to rock your world, guys. Like, straight up, rock your world. And in order for us to merge this, okay, this is really cool because it has, like, we have the root chakra, but then we have this one, and it's got kind of like all the colors and kind of universes. We have our third eye here. We have this girl, like, kind of, I don't know, I'm seeing that as, like, us realizing our power. There's so much going on. Holy. Yeah. So let me read the card 11. This is the first card we pulled. Oh, and this is the first elemental card. Interesting. The first elemental card in the deck. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so, yes. Aether. The seamless unspeakable. The seamless unspeakable. 0 point field. The void. Blank canvas. Threshold. Anything is possible. Time to choose what you want to bring into your life. Endless possibilities. Limitlessness. And paradox. This illuminated space of no distraction and pure potential is beyond the threshold. It is the silent, meditative moment out of time, the centered and present place beyond the hustle of the mind and outside world. It is where all dreams are birthed, and it is the light we may fear to be darkness. It is the light we may fear to be darkness, when just for one moment everything ceases to exist. This is the place between worlds, the womb, before we incarnate, and from here we choose where to go. The land has been tilled in readiness for the flowers we wish to seed. Outdated doors have been closed, and in the space between the breaths, we open the new ones. What may be perceived as the endless, black nothingness is actually the illuminated eternal, the core that the core that all our fears may be peeled back to. When we step through the darkness, we realize it is only a short distance away from the white void at the center of creation in heaven. Herein lies the feeling that we may have been striving our whole life to meet, and yet simultaneously, subconsciously, running from. In this place of graceful surrender, we may know we are held and allow ourselves the spaciousness to drop deeper into the experience of our existence. So the theme is too elusive and mysterious to define, a knowing without words, the spaces in between, and life force energy. So I'm going to go back to 0 point field and the void, guys. So 0 point field is our heart center, because our heart center is when we can collapse time and space, quite literally. And so we're able to tap into source energy through our heart. And so what that allows for us to do is to access limitless potential. But what I'm just picking up from this deck and from my own personal experience is that the void, so there's this void that we all have within us. And it's whether or not we've all chosen to sit with it or not, but we all have it. There's a void. And, you know, we all try to fill it, whether consciously or unconsciously. And really, it doesn't need to be filled. It needs to be honored and reverenced. So what that void is in our shadow self, it's also infinite potential on our light side, right? Because if it's our 0 point, when I say connect to your 0 point frequency, which really all I mean by that is connect, ground. Like, you know, people say ground by connecting to the earth. Well, that's, the earth would be considered, whatever you're grounding to, is what you're hooking into. So what I'm asking for you, like I already said with the home life and everything, like, don't get attached to the house. And the reason I say that is because that's the 0 point energy. When we can be fully in our body and aligned and connected to our heart, to our 0 point energy, to nothing outside of us, then we have our full power. Now, that's not to say that things can't shake you, but it's definitely having that awareness of when you're connected to your 0 point energy or your heart center and when you're not. So that was really cool. Okay, awesome. So then we have the violet flame, root chakra, the aether, and new blueprints. So this is really exciting. New blueprints. Be the change. Take action. Take a step, no matter how small. Ignite an upward spiral. Make a positive change. Ethics and compassion. Creating a ripple of light. Yes. Anchoring in new blueprints. This is so exciting, guys. So freaking exciting. So exciting. So yeah, like, I definitely feel a lighterness to the energy this week from, like, the last few weeks. But also, for me, it's because I've been doing my work. I've been listening, and I've been doing what I need to do in order to hear the call. And so, that's why the weekend was so intense for me. Perfect. I said, show me the bottom card, and it's alignment for the Leumeria deck. Okay, guys? So just trust yourself. Trust it. Ask for guidance. Tap in. Connect to your higher self, and just trust. Listen. Okay, cool. And then this is the last deck I'm going to pull from. This is Animal Spirit. So we're going to call in to our animal friends here. It's 55:55 on the video now, ladies and gentlemen. All those fives represent change. Awesome. So that was easy. Crow and hyena. Okay, so death and laughter is what I'm getting. Death and laughter. Interesting. Learning to see the higher perspective of death, of darkness. Okay, cool. Let's hop right in here. I want to read these, and then I'm going to let you go. Hyena. Let's do the hyena first. So hyena. Yep. Humor, wit, and sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser. But below the surface, there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Interesting. So this is bringing us back to our throat, man. So what are you speaking your truth? This is saying, are you using humor as a defense mechanism to cover up what's really going on and how you're really feeling? Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? So the hyena, when it is in balance, charming, witty, fun to be around. When it is out of balance, it is scrappy, petty, and suspicious. And to bring into balance, sobriety. Wow. And look at this. There's the moon on there, and it's like half. Wow. You're being illuminated. This is like Gemini energy I'm feeling too. Very like pulling energy, like repulsive energy. Like resistance energy. Okay, and then crow. Okay, this is the next one. Spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen and knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities: past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, psychic, strong, and clear. When out of balance, ungrounded, hypersensitive. And to bring back into balance, a daily meditation practice, purifying the mind. Awesome. That was beautiful. Kind of pulled it all together. I love it. And I'm going to read this golden egg because it's on the bottom of this deck. Okay. And I'm not going to read Firefly, but this came up too. Firefly! Shine your light. Okay, so golden egg. Message at the center of the heart. The unstruck sound. The unstruck sound. It brings me back to the throat. Oh my god. Someone said to me, or I don't even know where I heard it, but they were talking about how the throat is quite literally spirit. And I thought, holy fuck, because all it is, energetically, is air. Vibration. So we are the instrument, our vocal cords are the instrument for spirit to flow through us. How fucking crazy is that? Okay, golden egg. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. Meditation again, guys, from this deck. They're really saying meditate. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation, back to that Piscean energy. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart, staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with your very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that has been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. Listen to the message. Okay, the golden egg in the 4th chakra. So this is connected to our heart, this card. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the 4th chakra. This chakra, called Anahata, is the home of the self or soul. By bringing the mind into the center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. Anahata translates as the unstruck sound. And I have the unspeakable with the unstruck sound from this deck. So then that's bringing me to, we have to, aw, that's so cute, guys. So this week, we'll close it off with this. It's a really cute download. So we're basically learning how to play the instrument of our heart. Okay, so as you learn to pluck the strings, because it's the what did they say? The unstruck sound. So you have to learn to play it. And as you learn to play it, then your throat gets activated. Ah. How beautiful. Alright, guys, and then be aware of your jokes, okay? Be aware of, like, what your jokes are actually telling about you, and have that awareness of the shadow self, because your light is illuminated. Your light is being blocked, which creates the shadow. And that, sorry, I thought something was biting me. And that's all that a shadow is. We are all light. We are all connected. We are all pure. We're just purifying our vessel, connecting to our instrument, which is our body, taking care of our mind, our spiritual path, connecting in deeper with our heart space, with our throat, with our self-worth, all the goodies. As the bug flies into my face to say goodbye. Alright, guys. Have a beautiful week. I'm sending you lots of love on this journey. If you're interested in booking a session with me, just reach out below. I will post in my one-on-one sessions that I have available at this time. And yeah, I really look forward to connecting with you guys all next week and on my Wednesday Pick a Card on my Facebook page. So again, I'll post that below. And yeah, have a beautiful week. Lots of love, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Bye.